From the KATC Weatherland, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. 92 degrees today, made it 133 days where we had 90-degree temperatures or higher, going back to April all the way through October. And we had that stretch of 99 consecutive days, 33 100-degree days, a whole mess this summer, hottest summer on record. And guess what? We're done with the 90s for the next 10 days. Maybe for the rest of the year. We'll see how it plays out. We can always hit 90 in November, but we can also go below freezing in November, so we'll see how that plays out. So let's take a look at the big picture as we bring it on over to the water vapor imagery. And again, high pressure is still the dominant feature in our forecast, and that's going away after today as well. It's going to get pushed farther to the south. We have an upper level trough right here that's pushing everything off to the east and also igniting storms across Texas and the threat of severe weather as well. There's been flooding up toward Oklahoma. We're not going to see severe weather. We're not going to see any flooding. A lot of the impetus with this is going to fall apart as it moves through Louisiana, especially our part of Louisiana. But you can see some very intense thunderstorms. Actually, there was a tornado warning. There still is a tornado warning south of Dallas area. Also severe thunderstorm warning. So it's really popping up here across northeastern Texas up through the Arklatex with the threat of heavy rainfall. That's going to continue overnight tonight and eventually push to the south and east. And we'll show you the model data in just a bit. Meanwhile, Power Doppler 3, Acadiana's Doppler radar, all is quiet tonight, but tomorrow night at this time, we'll see some showers in the area for sure. So here's the big picture. We're showing the moisture, and we're starting off during the course of this afternoon, and then we're pushing off to the east. And the only thing going in the tropics right now is Philippe, still producing heavy rainfall, Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. It's going to be reaching the Bermuda area for Friday, so tropical storm watches and warnings on the way there. Meanwhile, we're watching this drier air move into our region. Philippe heading up toward Canada, and it's going to be a pretty big storm, maybe close to hurricane intensity, but may not be an actual hurricane because it's going to have probably snow on the backside of this system, maybe up toward New England. Meanwhile, we're high and dry, but we have a front pushing into the Gulf of Mexico, and this is the time of year we got to keep an eye on the Bay of Campeche, the southern Gulf, as models are trying to generate something down here. Typically, if we see something developing in the southern Gulf of Mexico, it either moves off to the northeast, organized or not, it gets sheared apart, or it stays bottled up in the Bay of Campeche. Sometimes they stay down here for weeks at a time. We're not thinking we're going to see much out of this system, but notice the Euro does have a fair bit of deep tropical moisture approaching the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. But in the near term, it's all about fronts. Front number one is going to generate showers and a few storms across the area through the afternoon into the evening hours. This is the latest run of the graph model, and we'll show you the rainfall output. So still the chance of showers at this time as the front pushes on through. Behind it, it's going to be breezy, but still quite mild. We're still going to get into the mid-80s after a morning start in the upper 60s for Friday morning. But here comes the stronger front banging on through as we head Friday night, Saturday morning. Temperatures low to mid-60s, and then we're going to have a hard time reaching the mid-70s for your high Saturday afternoon. Certainly going to feel like fall out there, and that is certainly good news. As for rainfall, don't get too excited about rain, but the latest graph model coming in with a little bit more, a tenth of an inch to about a half inch of rain, maybe just enough to settle the dust. You can see the bigger rains back to our north and west, and the HERB model, which updated a little bit earlier this evening, a little bit more bullish on some decent rains, a half an inch, maybe an inch for some. That'd be very nice. We could certainly use the rain as we are in the worst level of drought possible, and we're going to need the rains as we move forward for sure, but don't want to mess up the cane harvesting season as well. It's always a mix, a titration of getting it just right. Temperatures overnight tonight closer to the mid-70s, tomorrow mid-80s, and then as we head into Friday morning, a little bit cooler, refreshing with a north breeze, and then Friday afternoon still will go at the 80s, but watch what happens at the top of your screen moving down. Here comes the cooler air, lower 60s as we head towards Saturday morning, maybe even upper 50s, with the coolest air getting here Saturday night and into Sunday night. So 73 the overnight low tonight, very light southeast breeze out there, plenty of clouds as well. Tomorrow we got to go with rain chance at about 60%. Scattered, mainly afternoon showers. A rumble of thunder still possible as well. The clouds will certainly be darkening in the afternoon. And it'll be nice just to see cloud cover in the sky with a patchy rain going into the evening. 20% on still some light sprinkles early Friday. The clouds stick around, and then we head into the weekend. Highs in the 70s, lows in the lower 50s. No records here. Finally, just a taste of fall weather, and it stays with us through at least the middle part of next week. And the good news, Darcy, is there's another front on the horizon for next Friday as well. So finally getting payback for all the heat that we had to put up with this summer.
I'm excited. I think we're all ready for fall weather.
Everybody is. Everybody is.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.